Hello, everyone. Welcome to Expert Zone Live. I'm Hannah. I work with Microsoft with the Expert Zone UK and I team, working with Microsoft to empower every individual and organization on the planet to achieve more. But I am not here alone today. It'd be pretty lonely if I was. So I am going to bring in my first guest for the stream today. Welcome, Mr. Christian Pitcher. How are you, Christian?
Hola! I'm good. It's a Wednesday afternoon. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore, but yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this downtime that we're going to talk about, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
I say, had a busy week. Do you feel like you could regain some time somewhere?
Yes, I feel like Microsoft 365 can definitely cut down some of the process for me.
Perfect. Well, it's not just us two today. We are now going to bring in a little bit of alliteration with this introduction. We're going to bring in the marvelous Mr. Matt Field. Welcome to the stream.
Marvelous. I'm marvelous. Hello. How are we all? Are we all good? I also am here, marvelously brought in there by the harrowing. No, ham.
I like harrowing.
Yes, what he said. But yeah, thanks. Hey, everybody. Hope you're all well.
In the future, can we have Matt's name as the Marvelous Matt at the bottom? That would just be so much more fun.
Marvelous Matt. Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
The Marvelous Matt who sounds like a magician.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's my next thing I could do. I could be like a kid's magician. I could be the Marvelous Matt.
The Marvelous.
Do you know what, Matt? We're going to be going through some things today that actually might save you time during work, which means you can start practicing magic. Who knows?
Shh, don't tell my boss.
Don't tell my boss. Yeah, don't tell the boss. But yeah, so today is going to be the third live stream in the Workplace Wellbeing series that we've been doing, giving you some tools and some tips to help prioritize well-being in a digital working environment. If you have missed any of the streams in the series, please don't forget they are available on demand, so you can watch them from Facebook, from YouTube, wherever you might be watching today. We've covered Windows, we've covered Xbox. Today we are going to be covering Microsoft 365. And specifically, the idea that Microsoft 365 can help give you some extra time. This is because having a little bit of downtime is important. Even having like 5 extra minutes in a day can be a form of self-care, because you get that time to unwind, to relax, to grab some water, sit down, listen to music, maybe some gaming, have a nap, whatever it might be.
How old is Christian that he has to have a nap?
5.
Hey, naps are great. And we say 5, but I feel I napped the most when I was a university student. I feel like university students have napping down to a T. So don't knock a nap.
In some cultures, they are able to take naps at the desk. So
really,
yeah. So I think
something I need to do.
Definitely a way I can spend the 5 minutes I gain from learning some stuff today.
There we go. So it might not be our culture. Maybe we can make it our culture. Why not? Let's change the culture. Let's have naps at the desk. But before we actually do that, we actually have to find a way to actually save ourselves extra time, right? Because if we can't save ourselves extra time, there's no way we're getting naps at the desk. It's just not going to happen. So we are going to be looking at which Microsoft 365's tools can actually help give us some of that time back. And we're going to show you a few of our favorites, a few demos. Yeah. So
I want to know because I've just seen some guys in the chat as well. I want to know what they think. So obviously Hannah's going to take us through the rigmarole of I believe there's a challenge today. I believe
there is going to be a challenge.
Okay. So I want to know what your guys like extra time tips are. Welcome Adam Jones and welcome and Jakob to the stream. Let me know, anybody that's in the chat, what your tips for gaining some extra time is as well with Microsoft 365, purely so if there is a challenge I can nick them later on.
Yes, 100%. We're always gaining new ideas, definitely. And let us know your favorites as well. If there's anything that you particularly like in the demos we're showing off, or maybe something we haven't shown off, get that in the chat 100%. I'm going to go to Christian first to show off a demonstration about what he thinks will help him with Microsoft 365. So let me get your screen and Christian to help you.
Oh. Okay. So
Seamless transition.
Almost like that was planned. Look.
Hold on. Wait a minute before we go any further.
Okay.
And Jakob has just dropped this beautiful little ditty in the chat. He's put, I was feeling a little anxious about the future today. Then I updated Microsoft Office and it improved my Outlook.
I'm using that one.
That is amazing. Yeah. Well done.
That's going in the dad joke bank. That I'm not
hell
a dad,
yeah,
but it's going in the dad joke bank. So there you go.
That's a great dad joke. I've lost my train of thought now.
sorry, I had to bring that in because I was for you know when you read it and I was reading it going, oh, okay, he's talking about Outlook, yeah, and then I went, no, this is a joke. Sorry, okay.
So, one of the things I use within Microsoft 365 to improve my productivity is a little thing called Dictate. So, some of you out there might know, you might not know, I'm dyslexic, so I struggle to type, and when I do, I sort of read stuff back and it doesn't always make sense to myself. So one of the things that I use on a regular basis is something called Dictate. So simply just switch on in the top corner, we'll get a little beep, and as I start talking, it will just start typing down what I'm saying. And this is really good for stuff that we do every day. So we spend a lot of time, creating content or writing scripts, and this allows me to do it in a way that's more natural to me. So I can just talk to it in my own style and it just jots it down. And then once I've finished, I can simply switch it off. And then I use another feature within Word called Editor, because I'm dyslexic, I sometimes read things over and over and over, and it doesn't always sink in, or I'll think it's spelt right or it reads correctly, and it doesn't. It's just my brain knows what it should say, so it sort of like tricks itself. So with Editor that's built into Word as well, you can simply just select on grammar, spelling, and it will give me the options to change things. And I can look at things like formal writing, so I can change the way it will sound. So if I want it to be formal, professional, casual, I can choose that style as well, and it will help me with those elements that I struggle with every day. So they are the two features that I use. Although they're separate features, I use them as one because they help me function every day and they make my day a lot more productive. If I was to sit and type stuff rather than dictate to it, it would take me 4 times the amount of time. So I would lose time rather than gain it.
That makes sense. So one of the things I wanted to add to that with Dictate that I only found out when I was speaking to someone who is bilingual. So they not only obviously know English, they also speak Italian. And they pointed out to me, because I've never needed this feature, that you can actually set the spoken language within Dictate in the settings.
You can.
So you can change it to, there's loads of different languages in there, but I think there's over 20 different spoken languages in there: French, Italian, Spanish, German, and it'll actually start correcting you in those languages instead and picking that up more accurately. So it's a nice little additional feature.
Because we are sharing my window, not my screen. So if you give me a second, I will share my screen rather than my window.
There we go. We're back to us now. While you're sharing that as well, I'm just going to show off Adam Jones's daughter has actually been utilising Microsoft 365 today. She's home learning because the schools are closed. Oh, nice little bit. Life's changed so much, and it's nice to have this ability to hybrid learn now. So even people who might be using it as young as they would do before, this can still be helpful to save them time.
Yeah, this is it. And when we go into my bit as well, I'm going to talk about my daughter and how she uses it a little bit too. It doesn't necessarily have to be about homework. It's it's crazy what you can do with it.
It is.
So if you share my screen again, if you push the dictate button, just this little bar here pops up, and you can literally just push the settings, and then you can choose spoken language look, and you can just choose which language that you want to put it in for whatever language you're speaking in, and it would dictate into that language.
Perfect.
That's really cool. And it's one actually. I was one thing Christian showed me this a while back when we were working on some accessibility stuff, and I've started to use this a lot for my scripting as well, because obviously I don't have dyslexia, but what I find hard is I find hard the way that I present something or the way that I talk something, writing that down in the same way. Because my background, I find that I flow a bit better just by being off the cuff. So when I write it down, it always seems a bit rigid. If you do dictate, it takes it how you speak it. So all my scripts tend to now, when I dictate, I get an element of me in there, whereas I kind of lose that when I'm typing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that's just the way that we're taught to sort of write in a sort of more formal way, and conversations a little bit more relaxed. And it allows you to get that sort of like your style, your own flow across, and get that conversational piece into things you're doing. And the great thing about Editor is, if you still want to write something in a formal way, it will take that and it will analyze it, and it will look and go, okay, you need to change this to make it a little bit formal rather than conversational. And again, with the accessibility thing, you don't necessarily have to have dyslexia, as I said, but you may have a mobility issue. You might maybe not move your hands very well, or can't use a keyboard, and this then ticks that box as well. So maybe not saving you time because you're just doing but it allows you. Your hand might be busy.
Your hand might be busy. Yeah, your hand might be busy.
While at work, of course. Never while at work. But you know. Maybe.
But it allows you to do the same work as people that do use keyboards or haven't got busy hands playing Xbox One.
And it's really good for everybody. Not like you said, Matt. Not just people with accessibility. For me, it's an accessibility need. I think now, having used it, even if I didn't have the accessibility need, I'd use it anyway. But it's really good for someone that just wants to get their ideas out. So you don't have to sit at your desk to use Dictate. You can walk around your laptop or your PC if you wanted to, because with the microphones that are built into devices now, they're really good. So you can actually just stand up and talk to it, and depending on sort of how you work best or your flow state, anybody could use it. You could be in the kitchen, inventing a new recipe, and you could just switch Dictate on and just dictate the recipe as you're cooking.
I never thought about it. What a great idea. It's like, a dash of this, a splash of that. But then you forget, don't you? The amount of dinners that you've made, and you go, that was amazing. How did I make it? I can't remember. But if you dictate, that's a good shout like that.
Adam Jones has pointed out a great feature you can use with it as well.
Yeah, read aloud. It's a fantastic feature to check it all sounds right. Like the amount of times sometimes I'm writing out something, I'm like, this definitely makes sense, and haven't realized I've just gone on a tangent about something that's completely opposite. And then as soon as I hear it back, I go, yeah, that's not quite right, is it?
Yeah,
it's not quite right. No.
I do it where I break sort of whatever I'm doing mid-flow, and I go away and I come back, and then I start where I think I've left off, but I've started a paragraph into where I've already written, so I sort of end up with the same thing twice. And I listen to it and go, it said that same thing pretty much identically twice.
I'm a terrible proofreader as well. Like, never ask me to proofread your work unless I'm using something like Read Aloud. So when I read it, I skim read, and I've always done this ever since I was little. Always just kind of gone, yeah. Okay, I've got the information I need. Walk away. Whereas with Read Aloud, I listen a lot better than what I read. And so actually it saves me time, because I'm not just going skim read. Oh, actually, I've got it wrong. Now I need to go back and try and read it 5 more times to actually pick up on the issue that I could have picked up the first time.
We're getting to the science of it now, because some people, they learn by reading, by doing, the visual side of it. Some people are kinesthetic by feeling, and some people are auditory. So because we all learn differently, those tools are available. If they're available, you can learn in your preferred style, which 100%. Is great. Yeah, 100%. Love it.
Love it. Right, so we've had a look at Word, we've had a look at Dictate Editor, and a little bit of one from chat for Read Aloud. Matt, I feel like you're going to take us over to PowerPoint, maybe.
Oh, I live in PowerPoint.
You do.
Right?
I'm going to bring up
I
the
love
screen for you.
PowerPoint. I literally make everything in PowerPoint. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Whether that be a training session that I have to create, or just a flyer for, because I'm in a band, so at weekends we go and do. So I've made flyers for that. I created games in here that the little one can play. I've done everything. Photo editing, everything, and I'm going to show you something. And again, this isn't just available in PowerPoint. This is available in all of the premium apps. And this saves me so much time. So say, for example, my mate gives me a call and he's like, right, we need to create a flyer because we're going to go do a show somewhere. I can just go into premium templates, which is built into all of the premium apps. 9 times out of 10, it is in PowerPoint. So I could just click on more themes here, just at the top, in the top right of my screen. And it gives me a load of template. These are all ones that I've used in the past. So we've got photo albums, comic strip makers, presentation, all kinds of stuff up there. But at the bottom, you have a little search bar, and you can search for anything. And I've said you can search for flyers, you can search for presentation stuff. But the one that I want to do today shows off a bit of everything. Is I want to search for, hold on, let me just put that on. I want to search for a particular type of photo album, right? So we're going to look at weddings, right? Now, for those people that have been married or are planning on getting married and want to save some money, sometimes the photographer can be quite expensive, right? And what you're paying for is not only is the photographer to come and take the pictures, but you're paying for the album and the presentation afterwards. So what I did to cut a few corners so I could spend more money on my Xbox.
You mean the flowers?
I mean the flowers. That's what I meant. I mean the flowers is I created an album within PowerPoint, and I actually just paid the photographer to take the pictures. So then I just took the digital copies of the pictures and I created an album, and I did it using a template. So, and you can see here that there's loads of different things, all to do with the word wedding. There's event design, watercolor, wash wedding presentations. And then we've got things like photo albums. So we just click on the photo album, click create, and ta-da, it's created an album for you. And all you have to do is just put your picture, literally just put your pictures and your titles in. You don't have to mess about with it, what it looks like and all that kind of stuff. And then, so that saved me that time of actually creating the album. And luckily our colors were a green and a black and whitey type theme. So my wife has always liked those kind of wedding pictures where it's all in black and white, but then there's like just a splash of color on like, I don't know, like a sash or a photo or something like that. So what you can do also in PowerPoint is you can click to add a picture. I'm gonna insert some stock images so you don't see all my hilarious wedding pictures. Let's just find one. Let's type wedding and see what we get.
Which, by the way, this is also a really good a time-saving feature of Microsoft 365 because you get such a huge catalog in there that you can just search for. You
exactly
don't have to use famous search engines for it. Instead, it's all the way straight in PowerPoint.
And all I'm typing the word wedding every time. I've not typed wedding photo album, and I've not typed wedding pictures, or it's just, and it'll give you just a load of different variations of stuff. So we'll find one that's got a bit of color in. Let's find one with flowers is always good. So there's a lovely one with flowers. Okay, so we'll insert that into the document, puts it into the place, and then again you can add as many as you want. But a little tip for you: if you hit Control and then drag, it will copy the picture, right? And then you can change one of the pictures using color at the top to let's go black and white, and just completely, like my wife likes, completely black it out with some black and white, so it's just nice and plain. But we want to keep the color of the flowers. So then on the second one, you can let's keep the color, but we're going to click picture format at the top, and you'll see in the ribbon got remove background, and it will remove the background of the flowers, and we'll keep some. You see, it hasn't quite kept everything, so just using the tool at the top here, we can keep mark areas to keep, and we'll just try and keep all of the green and the color. And once you've done that, keep the changes, and then just put the oh, hold on, we actually do need to remove the background. That would help. Oh, it's because I've copied the whole thing, not just the image. Yeah. That's cool. So I can ungroup this. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on.
It's always fun, isn't it?
So yeah, so that's my bad for doing the thing. I'll do another picture because I inserted it into the thing. As
Brass said, though, it's still the power of PowerPoint, right? So
this is it. So you can, you can remove it, and then the idea is you just put over the one image over the other image, and you've got the color and the black and white and a photo album, and it's taking you no time at all. Just remember to do your editing of your photos first before you put them in. Okay, it's just me trying to cut some corners. And again, like I said, you can also do, this is Word, so you can do premium templates in Word as well. And I mentioned before about my daughter. One thing that we're doing is we're obviously with school stuff, we're learning, but she likes to get the surface out and also do some coloring and a doodling as well. And again, you can just search in premium templates by clicking more templates. And this time I just want to put coloring, hit enter, and it'll give us some options for coloring. So we've got capital letters coloring book. We can open this up, and then I could just give her this with a surface pen on a surface, and she can just go to town and do some coloring, but learn letters at the same time.
That is saving some time, because I would not be able to create those designs as quickly as just clicking a button.
Exactly. And it keeps her occupied for a while. So this is great for when you're on a train, by the way. If you're going on holiday and you want to try and keep a small person occupied, I'll just get some coloring books. There you go. Well, there you go.
I think a lot of people think as well that you need to be a graphic designer or you need to be using expensive software to get this sort of ability, especially things like background removal, like you were showing, or even just recoloring pictures to black and white. And you can do it within PowerPoint. There's so many things that you can do within PowerPoint to actually change the way a picture looks, or to crop it, or to even make something 3D in it, which is an incredible feature of Microsoft 365. And Adam's actually pointed out as well, background removal is really good to remove any embarrassing guests in the background. Maybe.
Yeah. Now I've got a story. So at my wedding, and this is a true story, and you've reminded me, at my wedding, we had people that we knew from a place where we worked turn up to our wedding, because you go and turn up to somebody's wedding and say hello at the ceremony and things like that. It's not frowned upon. You can just go and do it. And I would have been happy if they turned up. It was nice of them to turn up. However, they turned up dressed in normal clothes with supermarket bags. The kid looked like Marmite, and all that kind of stuff. Other yeast-based products are available. So it didn't look well in the pictures. I was happy that they were there, but in the pictures didn't look too good. But I could just crop them and remove them, which is what I did. So I've just while we were talking, I've just done exactly what I wanted to do. So you can see here, and then if I just put it into read mode, brief, I've just taken some color on a background image, and you can just tweak it and make it however you want to look.
Nice.
Yeah, and the great thing about background removal is it's just a few clicks. It's really simple. They've made it really easy to use. So, like Hannah said, there's other software that does it, but you don't have to be a graphic designer to do it.
No, it's just dragging, almost like clicking and dragging where you want it to look. And you just, there you go. You'll just bring in some parts of the image. Not the best image because it's a bit blurry, but you get the idea. There we go.
There you go. And I think as well, so it got brought up in the chat. Let me find it. So and so they don't feel very confident with PowerPoint. However, Excel is where they shine. And something that I want to point out is you can actually get stock images in Excel. So if you ever want to jazz up your PowerPoint, your Excel spreadsheets a little bit more, why not get some stock images in there, some illustrations, anything like that? I think sometimes we forget that those features might not be available in something that's maybe a little bit more numerical, like a spreadsheet is. We can make that seem fun as well. Like it's like watching a nice art program while Matt's just doing this in the background.
I love doing
it's
that.
quite
Yeah,
soothing.
I love watching art programs. I do, really do.
Yeah. So you've actually managed to do the grayed out background now, the pop of color.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's just a couple of clicks, but you can actually proper play with it. It's pretty cool.
You can. Well, thank you, Matt, showing us something a little bit artistic for the afternoon.
You're awesome.
I am also going to show off PowerPoint. As Matt said, we spend a lot of our life in PowerPoint, particularly because we give a lot of presentations. Shock horror, we are presenting right now. We do a lot of training. We speak to a lot of people about training. So one of the features I find that actually saves me time is Speaker Coach. And Speaker Coach is one of those really good things that helps me save time, because what it's doing is it means I don't actually need to go and find Christian or Matt or anybody else on the team and collar them to listen to me present my PowerPoint. I can actually use the power of AI to improve my public speaking skills and essentially get better at presenting in a shorter amount of time. So if you've never used this feature before, it's super, super easy. And there's actually a how-to deck within PowerPoint when you go into new. It's right at the top in featured. That's where I've pulled this from. But we're not going to need to use that too much today. It's just up here. I'm going to go into slideshow and I'm going to click rehearse with coach. What this does is it brings up your PowerPoint for you nice and large. But down here in the corner, you can see that it says I can start recording and it can give me real-time feedback. Now, if you get distracted by real-time feedback, you don't want to see when it's catching certain things like you going, words, filler words like obviously or basically or things like that. Or if any of that's just going to be distracting at all, you can turn that off. But if you want it on, I'm going to use it on. I can click start rehearsing. And what it does, it is quite small down here. So apologies if you can't see, but I do have a bigger image. It will start listening to what I'm saying. It will also start recording, giving you a time frame as well. So if you have to stick to a specific time for your presentation, say 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you can actually see if you're running to time. Now it's listening to me at the moment. It actually a moment ago told me to slow down a little bit because I'm speaking a little bit too fast for what it can, what it is saying is optimal to present at. If I move on another slide, this is just showing us where it is, but hopefully it'll start giving me more feedback. So there we go. It's saying I'm off to a good start, to keep at it. But maybe if I start going, I'm not quite sure what to say. There we go. It started to pick up that I'm using too many filler words now. So just to show you a little bit bigger, this is what it does look like, as you can see, and it's still picking up again that I'm using too many filler words. Now, if I stop and pause to listen, or if I actually exit the PowerPoint, what it does is it gives me my rehearsal report. It tells me how long I actually spent on Presenter Coach. It tells me how many words per minute I was speaking at. So apparently my pace is just right at the minute at 140 words per minute. It will also look at repetitive language. If I start saying things like and too much, as I mentioned, if my language is actually inclusive. So if I'm actually saying, instead of saying hello all, if I said hello guys, it's maybe not as inclusive language as something like hello people, hello all, hello everyone. It will pick up on that. It will also look at how original I am. So if I'm just reading off slides, it will pick up on that and tell me to maybe improvise a little bit and not focus too much on what's on the page to keep it engaging. And then lastly, it's going to show me how my pitch is doing as well. So I'm not monotone. I mean, I don't usually have to worry too much about that. If anything, I'm a little bit too jazzy with the old pitch and the arm flailing. But it'll give me all of this feedback. And this, as I said, really saves me time when I need to make sure that my presentation is going to go down a storm, because I don't need to keep presenting to other people. I don't need to keep getting feedback from everyone. I'm using this AI. I will point out you do need to be connected to the internet to use this feature. So just make sure you do have an internet connection when using it. Other than that, you're ready to rock and roll as soon as you want to present.
So theoretically, you could use it for anything. If you were doing like a speech at a wedding, and you could literally just talk into it, and it would review you basically.
100%. It works obviously best if you're using a PowerPoint, because then it can start picking up if you're speaking with slides. But yeah, if you have a speech and you just want to put your speech on the slide and read it out, you could ignore the originality bit and just see how your pace is, how your monotone is. If you're saying too many filler words, good for job interviews maybe as well.
Oh, that's a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can make your CV in Word using premium templates, and then you can fill it with dictate and editor, so you're not making any mistakes. And then you can check that you can do your interview with clear, concise language. There you go. 365. It'll help you get your next job.
And it'll save you time while doing it as well.
Yeah.
Save you time. It's the best bit. But there's like some 3 quick, easy features. So hopefully you've got something that you can walk away with and gone, I didn't know that. Or I'm going to try that out next time, whether it be for a wedding, for a job, for work, for personal life, however that be. And in fact, that's actually a nice little segue into my next question for you both. Is we usually think about Microsoft 365 using it at work, right? Writing documents, doing PowerPoints for presentations for work, spreadsheets for work, something like that. But do you use any areas of Microsoft 365 outside of work?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Every day, pretty much.
Do you want to go first, Matt?
I can do. Yeah. So again, mentioned it before, flyers, so people could come and see my band when my band are playing. The little one for schoolwork. What else do I use it for? Emailing as well, obviously. I use family safety every single day, pretty much. With little one. Now she's getting into technology and playing games. We mentioned it in our Game Pass stream, and family settings for the Xbox, but obviously she plays and does homework on the internet as well. So I don't want to be drifting off onto the World Wide Web when she shouldn't be, and things like that. But yeah, I use it every single day. For actual creation, mainly PowerPoint. And Word for schoolwork, but yeah, I use it every day pretty much.
What about you, Christian?
Yeah, so sort of similar to Matt. So family settings I use all the time. Obviously, having a little one, so I use that with her. Probably not every day, because she doesn't necessarily want to sort of play games or anything every day, but it's used often. I use PowerPoint to create thumbnails and things, because I'm a content creator externally, so I do stuff for passion rather than just for work. So I use it for like background removal and to create thumbnails. And I also use dictate and editor to write scripts, because again, I create my own content and it's a passion, so I use that personally. And then I use all of that stuff through OneDrive to upload it to wherever I want to be, to different computers. And so yeah, so all my scripts go into OneDrive, so I can then upload them to the apps and stuff that I use for teleprompters and stuff like that. So I literally every day I will use some form of Microsoft 365.
That's a really good shout, and it's so it skips your mind because it's just there, right? But
yeah,
OneDrive, like just taking a picture on one device and it going to OneDrive and then it being there on another, I just take for granted now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I use it literally everywhere.
You do, and it's one of those things that because photographs and stuff just get automatically uploaded to OneDrive, it's something we don't even think about as a Microsoft 365 feature anymore.
Yeah.
But again, it saves you time because you then don't have to upload it to all the other places you upload it. You just go to your next device, click it, and it opens, right?
The good old days of plugging in a cable.
I don't miss that.
Emailing yourself a picture.
No.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Like using these things.
Oh yeah, those things.
SD cards. I don't even own a laptop that has an SD card reader at the minute. That's how long it's been since I've needed an SD card reader. Before I go and tell mine, and I'm not even going to tell mine actually, I'm going to talk about someone else's that they told me the other day, but I like Adam's that he said Excel is a great way to manage budgets, especially at the minute when budgets may be a little bit tighter. It's really, really good to actually have that there. And I've 100% used it. I actually, via OneDrive, sent it to my partner because it had an additional tab so he could put his budget in and we could actually collaborate real time and see each other's budgets so that I can, check up to see if he's spending too much money on things that he shouldn't be.
Can I steal your blank 10 palette? Because I'm literally like, you can have money, new game, have money.
Do you know what? You don't even need to, Christian, because I'm going to bring it back to Matt's demonstration. There's a premium template for
premium
it.
template for that.
Budget. There's a premium template for it.
There you are.
But I'm even going to bring it. So, like I said, this isn't my story, but I really liked it. So I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were talking about how To-Do has actually revolutionized how they use their calendar outside of work. So they noticed when they were putting tasks in To-Do, such as pick up the child from school, go here after work, pick up the shopping, whatever it might be, all that stuff was then hitting their calendar and actually sending them reminders to their phone. So there they were doing it at their computer because To-Do links with Outlook. You have the app on your phone as well, it's actually linking with your calendar in your phone, depending on what settings you've got. So it's a really nice way that, again, it's just that collaboration where it's just linking it all together and saving you time from having to look elsewhere and open a separate app, even though it's like microseconds of having to go out somewhere else and bring it up or find your laptop, boot it up, all that.
And on Windows 11, it's just To-Do list is just in widgets. You literally just swipe from the side. It's there. It's just add it and it's in, right? So
it is.
Again, saves time.
There we go. So we've saved time in work life. We've saved time in our personal life. Now we're going to set you both a challenge. We're going to have a bit.
I knew there was. I knew it.
Matt versus Christian. So
Matt versus Christian. Let's get ready to PowerPoint.
Let's get ready to PowerPoint.
So what you both are going to be doing is I'm going to be setting you the challenge, and it is to save time, so you're going to have to do it quickly, okay? But we kind of said about how we're going to save ourselves time, but we haven't really said about how we like to spend our time once we've actually saved that time. So I'm going to ask you both to create a minimum of 3 slides in a PowerPoint presentation on your favorite way to wind down, and now you've got the extra time. As I said, you need to do it quickly, so you've got a maximum of 5 minutes to complete it, but there are additional points if you finish first. So there are 3 points up for grabs if you finish first. So make sure you actually tell me you finish first, otherwise you're not going to get the points, right? However,
3 slides.
3 points. 3 points for finishing first.
No, 3 slides. Minimum of 3 slides.
3 slides, point for each slide. There you go.
So,
but
is there anything else? Does there have to be a minimum amount on each slide, or?
Well, this is where the next bit comes in. There's also points up for grabs for not just my favorite presentation, but also the audience favorite. So you will get 2 points for my favorite because, my opinion, it's only one person. But the audience favorites get 5 points. Okay?
Ooh, okay.
So it means, you could just put 1 word on each slide and be done with it. But is that going to be a favorite? So you're going to use all those tips and tricks and tools that we've just used about to save you time and to create something nice and well presented.
That's not fair, Bossy.
That.
That's not fair. That's biased.
He's already put it in. He's already.
I want to recount.
See, the only problem is though now he's locked it in. So if Matt does something terrible, Brassy, sorry, you've already locked in your choice. So I am going to actually share a timer now with 5 minutes on the clock. Are you both ready? And have you got PowerPoint open?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start the clock. Now you have 5 minutes.
I'm going to share my window rather.
There we go.
Right.
I'm going to bring up your screen first, Matt, to see what you're doing.
So I want to show everybody something quick because I'm that confident that I'll show something else. So a really cool thing that we haven't mentioned yet in premium templates is Quick Starter, right? In PowerPoint, especially. So
I'm using it now.
Using it quick. There you go. So there we go. So if you click Quick Starter and open it up, you can actually just type in a word. I'm not going to do my presentation on a brick, but for example, I've typed in the word brick, and we can then pick the subject. So I've picked brick, and then we can actually pick what we want to put in the presentation. So let's go history and types of brick, and we'll remove all the others. Click next, and then PowerPoint does its wizardry, and you can actually pick a theme. Let's go for that nice black one there. And it will build the presentation for you. Again, just to put your information in on the product or thing that you want to do a presentation on.
And already that saved you time because you created more than 3 slides there.
Look, there's there's 7 slides off the bat with the contents, a history, types of, and all I've got to do is put the information and the pictures in.
Though I would be a bit concerned if you just came to me and said, Hannah, I like to relax with brick.
Well, you know me, right? So what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about, if I can spell it right, I'm going to talk about gaming, right? I'm going to talk about gaming. And I'm going to show you something called Designer as well now.
Okay.
So you click Designer, or you can just type Designer into the bar if you need to find it, just like that. Click it, open it. And then what it'll do is down the right-hand side, it will show you all of the cool things that are relevant to the word you've just typed into the box. Yeah. I'm going to click that. So there we go. Slide 1 already done.
Done.
I have a title slide ready to go. Yeah. Perfect.
That easy.
So let's go. I'll keep adding some slides. So this time we're going to say where it all started.
I'm going to leave you there, Matt. I'm going to leave some mystery because we're halfway through the time. So let's see if Christian's as far through as you at the minute. So let's bring back Christian's screen. What are you doing yours about today, Christian?
Kittens.
Kittens.
Yeah, kittens.
I'm just going straight for kittens.
To be fair, I don't blame you. And nothing puts a smile on my face than cat videos, kitten videos. I'm a cat owner, as we've already established in many streams. So
you are a cat owner, right?
Yeah. As are you, Christian.
I am of a terror of a white cat. Yeah. My brain can't process doing 2 things at once.
Distracting you. What feature are you going to show us anyway?
Just
a picture of a cat might be good.
I've done that. Yeah, we've got a picture of a cat. Are you on my screen?
I might be on a different PowerPoint. You might have shared a different PowerPoint. So I will come back to you. Let's see where Matt's at again.
I am on a different PowerPoint. I have tricked you all.
Matt, you've really shocked and gone outside the boat here and gone for a game I definitely wouldn't have expected from you.
No,
yeah. So as you can see, I'm telling everybody where it all started, and I'm just making it look a little bit sort of different. So get it to look a little bit more gamified, a bit more Xboxy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to bring in an animation. So when we click on this slide, I'll do my presentation and I'll go, hey, it's all about gaming and my journey for gaming. And the first slide is where it's all started. So we can have just the title there, and then we can do something cool by flying it in from the bottom. Boom. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now when we click on that slide, just by clicking animations at the top and then picking a animation for the actual picture, that's what it will do when I click on it. So yeah.
Very nice. Right, there are 40 seconds left. No one has called time yet. Matt's on 2 slides. Christian might be on a few more from what I can see, but I'm going to leave him to it for 30 seconds. And while I leave them to it, let's have a look at what chat is saying. So we've got Adam is actually now backing Christian because he's not sure about Matt's likes if Matt is doing a PowerPoint on a brick. And luckily, Adam, he has moved away from the idea of using a brick and instead doing something a little bit more interesting with gaming. So we'll see. Is anyone close to finishing, do we think? So we've got 10 seconds remaining. Is anyone going to get that additional 3 points for finishing before time?
Me too.
I'm done.
Oh, well, Christian called it first. There's time. It's done. Okay. So are we ready to present then, both of you?
No, not at all. I'm going to have a heart attack.
You do it
Honestly.
for a living.
Oof. Not that. It's the stress of doing it that quickly. Whoa.
Well,
it was very quick, wasn't it? It was very quick.
It was very quick. And can you imagine how difficult it would have been if you didn't have something like Quick Starter or Designer or anything? You had to find everything.
So hard. It would have been so hard, honestly. Right, let's share my actual screen.
I'm going to go to Matt's first because I can see he's got it ready and waiting. He's eager to take us through his presentation.
Well, I mean, what can I say? Hey, what can I say?
Here it is. Why not? Take us through it.
So, are you ready for this? I'm going to add something extra here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't technically, Microsoft. Microsoft. It's not Microsoft 365 at all. But can you just do me a favor, Hannah? Will you just introduce me? I'm going to bring in some live subtitles as well. If you say something, it will bring it up at the bottom.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, a little bit of Windows accessibility feature there with subtitles.
Oh.
There we go. And
if anyone's in a noisy environment right now, that might be helping them out.
So this is available in Windows. So we could do it if you weren't using any of the 365s that we're doing, but you can also do it directly from PowerPoint as well, just by clicking on your presentation on this little icon here. Can you see what I'm doing? And it'll pop up with some live subtitles at the bottom. However, that's just me digressing. Sorry. Anyway, my presentation is all about gaming and how gaming has changed my life. So I am a massive nerd now, and 42 years old. I remember consoles from way back when, and it all started with a certain console for me, probably one of the first consoles to be launched. And then it all changed in 2001 when I discovered this particular game. Halo Combat Evolved. On the original Xbox. Halo Combat Evolved?
No, sorry, never heard of what's Halo?
Come on, Halo Combat Evolved, the original Halo on the original Xbox console, and then from that moment I was hooked, right? Hooked. Mm-hmm. And I've bought every Xbox console since then, every iteration of the game. I have tattoos, I have toys, I have everything. Halo is a big part of my life, and now it may have started in 2001, but 22 years later, we are here. Now, I know she's not playing Halo there. I didn't have a picture of her playing Halo, but this is GoldenEye, available on Game Pass. See the link?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just recently added to Game Pass, you can play GoldenEye, and Ava has now experienced with the Xbox that first-person story-driven. She's playing the campaign there on GoldenEye, and she's getting into it. And Ava is my daughter, if you hadn't already guessed. So we are now at a place where I'm sharing all of my experience and all of the games that I grew up with her, and it's creating that bond over my 40 years of experience on gaming. I'm now passing it on to her, and she's loving it, and we get to spend more time together. That's my presentation. Thank you very much. Boom.
Oh, thank you very much, Matt. I've got to say, gaming, I'm a gamer as well. You've piqued my interest here, sir. Keep that in mind. But now we are going over to I almost said kitten slides there. Christian slides about kittens. Another one of my interests. So
I mean, I can't see a kitten anywhere. What are you talking about?
So I've done my slide on kittens because, you know, they're cute, they're nice, they help us unwind, right? So I'm a cat owner, so I decided that I wanted to do my presentation on kittens. A kitten is a juvenile cat. After being born, kittens are totally dependent on their mother for survival, and they do not only open their eyes until they're 7 to 10 days. After about 2 weeks, kittens quickly develop and begin to explore the world outside the nest.
Can I just
say, 3 to 4 weeks, they begin to eat solid foods and grow adult teeth.
Did Quick Starter put this in for you?
Yes, it did.
I was gonna say, like, did you spend the entire 5 minutes just typing up facts about kittens?
I literally copied and pasted.
Nice, from Quick Starter. There you go. Saved you some time.
I'm a cat owner, and my only justification for picking kittens are cute. That's it. Look.
Oh, I see where he's going with. Oh, there it is, an animation.
Done.
That's what I wanted. I just wanted an animation of a floating head of a cat. That's what I
Done.
wanted.
And did you use background removal for that cat as well, Christian?
I did, but I didn't have a lot of time left, so it was not the cleanest background removal, but I did use background removal for that cat.
Do you know what? I'm gonna let it slide. Do you know why? Because and Enyak has put this perfectly. It was perfection.
Perfection.
Look at
Yes.
that. Look at
Oh,
that. We've got puns.
ridiculous.
We've got puns, people. We're all good. So we've seen Matt's presentation. We've seen Christian's presentation. Matt's about gaming, Christian's about kittens. Both very good interests, I've got to say. However, I want you to cast your votes in the chat. Matt.
I didn't press anything. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
You're just dropping that in there, no reason.
Thank you, Nick Mills.
But yes,
What I
I
will
want
say,
you in the chat to put the name of your favorite presentation for me. So let's see who the audience's favorite is.
so I used Quickstarter, and Quickstarter literally just gave me information that I could copy and paste. I didn't have to type anything. I just copied it and pasted it. That's all I did. So
nice. There you go. Well, it saved time. Even if it didn't pique the interest of everyone, it still saved some time. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what today was about, right? Saving time.
Yeah, that's it.
So while we wait for some names to drop in chat of whose their favourite was, either Christian's or Matt's, I'm going to go through my justification. Okay, so Christian's already got 2 points because 3 points, sorry, because he finished first. However, I have 2 points to give out because of my favourite. Now, gotta say, I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer that's a cat owner. This doesn't count, by the way. You can't vote for yourself on a streaming service. No.
Worth a try.
And I'm going to go agree with Adam though. It is a tough goal. Are you suggesting carrying it to next week? No, we would, but we've got another competition next week, so
Can I say something? I've only just realised, because obviously I didn't do it on purpose, but what I've just noticed is Christian has played to your love of cats as extra points, whereas I played to the love of gaming for extra points. So what do you love more?
Yeah,
cats or gaming?
Cats or gaming? True.
Be careful what you say. Is Nick's sat next?
I was gonna say, like, if you suddenly hear scratching at the door and I go missing, I get dragged off shot. That is the cat getting vengeance. If I say Xbox.
It was a good animation. I have to admit.
It was a great animation.
The great thing about obviously PowerPoint is all it did was push morph and just copied the slide and just push morph, and it does it for you.
It does. So I think, mainly out of fear that my cat doesn't murder me, I'm gonna have to go with the cat, the kittens. I've got to say, I am a gamer, but unfortunately for you, Matt, and the reasoning of the Halo, with your daughter did pull on the heartstrings, but I'm not a Halo gamer.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I totally get it. I did win. I did win the speed test. So that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Well, no, actually, you didn't. Christian won the speed test.
No, I did. I did win. I did win how fast it was. Because if you remember, I spent 1 minute and 15 seconds showing Christian how to use Quickstarter. So technically, I didn't need the full 5 minutes. So
are we going to need an adjudicator in here?
No, I'll let Christian beat me. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. And from the chat, I can see Jakob's gone for Christian. Christian's voted for himself as well. So
I'm just balancing
Christian...
out. I'm just balancing out Steve's prejudging of my presentations.
Yeah, if we take in, it could be a draw if we do take Matt and Adam and Nick. Actually, we've had Adam, Nick, and Steve all say that they were going to go for Matt. So technically, technically. See Nick saying Matt. Nick saying Matt here.
Yeah.
Yes, Nick.
Yeah. So I think based off, so we've got audience there. Stephen Brassey is also saying Matt now.
Favoritism.
Yeah. So we've got 3 votes now for Matt in chat, which means, Matt, you take audience participation, which means it's a draw.
Oh,
It means it's a draw.
We'll take that. We'll take that. High five, Christian. High five.
The awkward ways of streaming.
Yeah. Can I just share my screen once more before we carry on?
Go on then.
If you just share it. I just want to show you one more thing. So this was the slide I finished on, and you may have remembered that I mentioned about wedding photos.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in the top corner here, boop, those are the wedding photos that I made on PowerPoint, all in black and white with the cream and green flowers on them.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Do you have hair in those photos?
I do have hair. All right, get it off. Turn it off. Turn the screen off now, please. Turn the screen off. There we go.
Oh, that's nice. Well, we have no prizes today for either. It's a draw. It's nice. You just get the nice fuzzy feeling that actually you saved some time. You've showed some good demos. You've done some good today. Doesn't mean though there's not prizes for the chat. And they don't even need to, start creating me presentations and sending them over or anything like that. No, all you need to do is open up Expert Zone and give this QR code a scan that is come up in the corner here. You must scan this within Expert Zone, so make sure you do that. And it's going to take you to some missions, okay? We have had 2 missions so far. The third has just unlocked today. Go on there, complete the 3 questions, and you are entered into a draw to win yourself some wellbeing merchandise. There is more opportunities to win, so every single week we are doing one of these. We've done them previously as well, so in our Windows and Xbox stream, as I said, there are on demand. Those missions are still open, so if you want the answers to those questions, go back and watch the streams for sure. And as I said, at the end of all of our streams, we will be deciding a winner after 4 weeks to give you loads of opportunity to actually get there. Full terms and conditions are on Expert Zone for you if you do want to see them. But make sure you give that a scan. Take a picture of the screen if you need to scan it at a later date. And that is there for you. But for now, we've had a lot of excitement, right? A lot of excitement, hopefully, about prizes as well. Everyone's excited in the chat. We're going to take some time. Now we've got the extra 5 minutes just to wind down before we finish, okay? I'm going to do that with a breathing exercise. Now, I will stipulate this, okay? If we're doing this exercise, please do not attempt any breathing exercises if you suffer from any breathing difficulties, okay? So anyone out there, or Matt or Christian, if you suffer from any breathing difficulties, please do not attempt this. However, if you do not, please feel free to join in. So it's only going to take 2 seconds. It's a nice, really quick one. And if I go past my timer, it's going to take us through a nice little visual breathing exercise. So we need to all now, if it goes long, breathe in for 3 seconds. A nice deep breath in for me. And hold it. Hold that breath for 5 seconds. And then breathe back out. And then we hold again for 5 seconds. And we're doing it once more. We'll breathe in again for 3 seconds. And hold it. Please don't pause. And breathe out for 5 seconds. There we go. So that's a nice quick breathing exercise that can just help ground you when you may be feeling a little bit stressed, maybe when you've got that extra 5 minutes back, and it can just help recenter you and make you feel a little bit better during your day. So I hope everyone's enjoyed today's stream. I know we have. We've definitely found some new ways to use Microsoft 365 today for sure. Please go out. Please use them. Tell your friends, your family, customers, whoever it might be about these great demonstrations and just how great Microsoft 365 is in general. But I've been Hannah. That's been Christian. That's been Matt. And that's all from us today. So, bye.
Peace.
Ciao.